Can the town's borders become boundaries of understanding?
Yes, I was beaten by migrants from Donetsk. In my hometown, Dneprodzerzhinsk region, there are a lot of migrants. There was a lot of conflicts between inhabitants and foreigners. Today the conflict is decreased. Maybe migrants behave at Kiev like in their hometowns. This behavior isn't acceptable in a capital. I'm from Dnipro and I know there is difference between the mentality of my countrymen and the inhabitants of Kiev. It happens that people come from Donbass and they think that everybody here owes them everything. Now the time has come that everybody helps each other. Nothing is possible without help, I believe.
I think there are different understandings about the situation, but the mentality is still the same. If these people who wanted that East Ukrainian terrorists were integrated in Russia and became independent from Ukraine, really had to live in Russia, they couldn't live there normally. Because we still have the freedom of speech here, we have a possibility to express our opinion, while in Russia such things are very restricted. And if these people got there, they would feel uncomfortable because they still have Ukrainian mentality. You know, all people are different and the internally displaced people are not exceptions. There are some very nice people. Personally, I have met some greatly pleasant people from Donbass.
According to the Ministry of Social Policy of Ukraine, as from 13 June 2016, there were 1,783,900 internally displaced people from Donbass and Crimea.
When Donetsk was occupied, I couldn't be there. I didn't want to stay there because it is against my ideology. I don't accept this situation. I feel Ukrainian in my soul. I decided to leave my home and arrive to Kiev. It's hard for me because I can't go back there. I talk with my parents every day by phone and Skype. I don't feel the distance, but I can't meet them. I can't go home because there is a border control in front of the city. It is possible to cross it, but I don't want to do it. There are so many soldiers. I'm not scared of fake Donetsk army. I'm scared of the picture of a different Donetsk, not the one where I grew up and I used to live in.
When Yanukovych didn't accept an integration to European Union, people went on the streets to defend their right of free choice. At the end of 2013, Maidan started. It overturned the authority and Poroshenko came after it. But the new president couldn't stop aftermath of the conflict. Misusing the instability of the situation, Russia decided to act radically, annex Crimea and invade east of Ukraine with military troops. When what is left are 2.5 years of war, millions of people who need help, economical and political crisis, as well as crisis of interpersonal relations.
When I came to Kiev, I stayed at my friend's house. After settling, we smoked cigarettes on the balcony. Our neighborhood came to us and asked, "Good morning, boys, where are you from and whom do you visit?" We answered, "Good morning, we are from Donetsk and we are staying at our friend who lives here." When she heard it, she started speaking in Russian language and she asked us why we had come to Kiev. She told that we should go to our Russia. I answered her in Ukrainian that I had the possibility to go to Russia, but I had to come here. That's because I'm a Ukrainian.
It is getting more and more people like Alexei after the beginning of armed conflict. But there are also some organizations which are ready to help internally displaced people. Vostok SOS is one of such organizations and it was created by IDPs on their own.
In general, we didn't see another way than to help our countrymen. Of course, it was new experience for us, because we also were part in to target audience, which we help now. It helped us not to feel low, and our support helped thousands of our countrymen who possess at the moment less resources than we. But the main thing is to believe that when you are suffering from hardships and it seems the world crashing. You want to feel their support not only from your native people, but also from other ones. And the more support you have, the stronger you are, because it can happen to everyone in every corner of the country. Of course, everyone desires peace and happiness all over the world, but there is still conflicts.
There are both kind and rude people in every country. Alexei's case shows that one size doesn't fit all.
Once in Kiev, I went to a bar with my friends from Donetsk. We also took one girl from Kiev. We were talking, drinking, having fun there. At the end of the evening, she discovered that we are from Donetsk. She told the phrase which I'll remember for all my life. In Kiev, there is a stereotype that people from Donetsk are morons. I think this information became popular thanks to the online war of two opinions.
Firstly, we must understand that if it is aggression on the other state, we have to show the world community real state of affairs and explain that it's not an internal conflict. And secondly, we must lead negotiations and teach people how to compromise, as there are many displaced people and they have some hardships with local communities. Somehow, we must be more enlightened and monitor how does the conflict reflect on terrorists far away from conflict zones. Also, we don't have to forget that aggressors use different methods, and in 21st century it's mainly information warfare through television, social networks, mass media. So it's necessary to learn how to determine reliable information.
Also, we learned from Alexei's story that TV channel for which he worked in Donetsk was occupied by pro-Russian terrorists, and now it is broadcasting fake anti-Ukrainian information. For people like Alexei, it was unacceptable to stay in Donetsk.